and we're good to go.
Okay, so this is going to be kind of a quicker one just because the Bachelor Women Tell All is on, and it's kind of, no, I'm just kidding, but it is short because I feel like the last couple calls that I did were similar as far as like connecting with your customer base. I talked a lot about that. So tonight I'm not going to dive so far into that as I did on the previous calls, just because I feel like there is a lot of information that I did share on that in the last couple, and I don't want to, get boring and repetitive. But I'm going to start with the team, and then I'll just touch a little bit about on like the customers. So connecting with your team, I feel like a really big thing is knowing their why and knowing why they're doing this. So we all are here for different reasons. Some people could be the clothes, that they just love the clothes. Some people could be financial income. Some people could be the traveling. Like, it's all different. Everyone's is different. But if you don't know their why, I have found a lot of time you reflect your own why onto them. So I started doing this for one reason, and now it's come to like full circle, and now it's something totally different. But I feel like before, if I didn't really know their why, I just assumed their why was what my why was. So maybe they wanted financial freedom, or the freedom to stay home with their kids, the freedom to not work a 9 to 5, the freedom to travel more. Those are the reasons that I'm doing this. So I had just assumed that they would want the same thing. And that is not the case. Some people want to make $200 a month. I want to make more than 5,000. So it's totally different, and it's just important to know why they're doing it. So when you have somebody sign up, I send out like a welcome email to them, and then I also send them 2 startup guides that I've created, and I'm willing to share them with people who aren't just on like my team as well if you guys are interested, but it just walks them through it. But the first thing, the welcome guide, it asks them what their why is, and I have them communicate it to me. And that has really helped me because I know how to guide them and how to push them. So if somebody wants to make $200, I'm not going to guide them and push them the same way that I'm going to guide somebody who wants to make $2,000. It's important to know why they're here. I check in often, usually the first of the month for people's goals. So my team now, especially my front line, I feel like they're very upfront with their goals on our team page, and a lot of them just reach out to me individually and message me individually. Sorry, I get distracted as soon as I see a comment. So reaching out about their goals. Now, again, I've shared in so many team calls, like that's something that I do with Leah. You should communicate that up to your upline because they are duplicating what they've already done. Chances are, like, a lot of times their rank is higher than you, their team is bigger than you, or their volume. So they've already done these things. So when you tell them your goal, they can then look back and think of like, oh, well, when I was trying to hit director, I was doing this, or when I was trying to recruit, this is what I did. So reach out to your upline, share your goals with them. And as the leader, I think it's really important to know, again, what their goals are. So we do it monthly. And then like usually halfway through the month, again, I check in as far as their goals again. So this is really important for people who aren't just like, who are leading 0 people right now. Like if you have nobody on your team, I feel like this is a really good call to be on, because when you start to grow a team, these are things that you might implement right away. So a lot of this I didn't implement till I was a director or senior director because I didn't really know what I was doing, and I just was kind of doing what I thought. But I think it's important for those people, don't like check out if you don't have a team, because it's something you can start doing as soon as you have one person on your team. Check in with your team often. So like I was saying, that we share our goals, and instead of just like saying, hey, what's your goals? Like I try to invest individually with them as well. So when Alyssa tells me what her goal is for the month, maybe she shares it on her team page. And then like 4 days later, I'm reaching out to Alyssa and I'm saying, hey, I saw that this was your goal for this month. Like, what is your plan? Or like, how many parties do you have? Or I kind of, depending on what their goal is, I kind of break it down, and I make sure that I, again, invest individually with them and check in through the month. Let's say I know that somebody wants to start building a team, though, that's the stuff that I'm checking in with them on. So instead of just putting it on the team page and like leaving it up to the team page, it's important as a leader to check in with people one-on-one and have communication with them one-on-one. It's like, yeah, I asked what their goals were on the team page, but it's not really relationship based. It's kind of putting it out there more to have them like speak it out to everybody and have it out on the team page. And then I also think it's really important to individually check in. A big thing for me to connect with my team, honestly, is showing up as a leader. I think that a lot of times we're scared to lead because we think that we need to know everything. We need to know all of the tools and the tricks. And like, I don't even know how to work like Canva sometimes, you guys. Like, I don't know what I'm doing so many days of the week. I don't know what I'm doing, but I still show up and I do it. So I think to honestly lead your team is to lead your team and fail in front of them. That's okay. I've tried to hit, let's say, senior director like 2 times before I hit it, but I still spoke it out to them. I still shared my goals. But knowing that you're going to fail or you're not perfect. And I think it's important to still show up as a leader in that role and have your flaws and share your flaws, because nobody knows exactly what they're doing. But if you come across that way, I feel like it's very hard to connect because everyone struggles in certain areas. And I think it's just important to share that. I think all my girls know that I'm very technology, like dumb. I just don't quite get it. And that's okay. Like, I'm not good at that part of it, but I just ask them for help. So show up as a leader, even if you're afraid to lead and you're afraid to do those things. I think that a lot of people want to just know it all, and it's hard to share that you don't. It's hard to feel like, oh crap, like Alyssa's better at me than this, but like Alyssa's under me, or I'm Alyssa's sponsor, so I really should be the one to know how to do this. Like, just get that out of your mind right away. Just like stop thinking that way and instead turn around and be like, Alyssa, you're really good at this. Could you help me figure out how to do this? That's powerful. That's how you're going to connect with your team, because you're seeing what they're good at, their good qualities, or what they're good at and what they naturally thrive in, and you can learn from them. So we all are so different. But again, just reaching out to them as individuals and getting to know them as individuals so you can see those strengths that they have. And then a big thing for connecting with my team is celebrating. So when we share their goals, as I like write them down personally also. So let's just say I'm using Alyssa because I can see her. Alyssa's goal, let's say, is to sell $2,000 this month. I write down, and this is what I do with my level ones, because obviously you can't do it with your entire team. But I write down like, okay, Alyssa, like I'll write her top 2 goals that I saw that she shared. And then I'll write Michelle's top 2 goals. And then when I see that Michelle's halfway to that goal, I'm reaching out to her. So don't just leave it all, because it's like you're cheering them on. You're in their corner. You're saying like, hey, I saw that you're already halfway here and it's the 8th today or whatever. It's like, check in with them and know that you're paying attention. Because to me, eventually, if you're like putting out these goals and you don't get recognized for them or celebrated, it's kind of like, well, not to say what's the point, but you just feel like it's going unnoticed. And I don't feel like that's what we're here for. We're here as a community. So we need to be celebrating each other. So whether that's doing shout outs, Leah's really great at doing that. And who doesn't love that? Like when I see there's a picture of me and there's like something that I'm being celebrated, it's like, yeah, I did that. Like me and my team, we did that this month. And you should feel that way. You should feel like, damn, I sold $5,000 this month. That's incredible. Like, it's okay to celebrate yourself, and you should be. So I think it's really important as a leader to make sure that you're celebrating your team. And it could be small to you, but it could be huge to somebody else. So somebody else may hit $600 for this month for the first time. And that's the case for one of my team members. That was the first time she hit $600. That's something to celebrate. Doesn't matter that somebody else on the team sold 6,000. So just invest individually. Know where individuals are at in their own Zaya journey. A big thing for me too is reminding yourself as a leader that your goal doesn't come before your team's goal. And that's just something that I tell myself because it's important to me and it reminds me of why I'm here. So I shared with my team that I want to hit Zaya Executive this month. That's a scary goal. That's scary to say that. But I remind myself honestly daily that that goal doesn't come before their goals. So let's just say, for example, let's just say I had 3 girls that were shooting for director. Okay, that's their goal. Just because I have a certain goal that I need them to get to, that goal doesn't come before theirs. So I think that's important because that's, again, creating connection in relationships. I don't know if I'm saying that right, if you guys understand what I'm saying, but their individual goals are more important to me than my goal is. It's important for me to turn around and to help them get to where they want to be. And if me helping them get them where they want to be, if that in return gets me to a goal that I have, that's amazing. If it doesn't, that's okay, because I just watched 4 women on my team do something that they've been trying to do for 3 months. That means more to me than what I'm trying to do. Now, I know not everyone is that way, but it's something that I think can get fuzzy at times, but I try to remind myself often of that. And you wouldn't know that if you don't know individually what your team's goals are as individual people. So again, that is the biggest topic for me for just connecting with your team, is to invest in them individually. Get to know them as a person individually, and not just as like team uplift or team elevate. Like, what is Alyssa here for? What is she doing? Why does she want to be here? And again, you don't do the same thing for every person, because every person wants something so different, and their strengths are so different, and their weaknesses are so different. And just recognizing each of them as their own. So I'm going to go on to customers. Did anyone have any question like on the team stuff before I kind of shift gears and share about customers? Okay. So I know I shared a lot about this, I feel like, in the 2 other calls that I did as well. But when you think of a customer, like think of one of your customers, and I ask myself, like, what do they like? So Jennifer, what does she like? Does she like the light tights, or does she like the brilliance? Like, you know those customers that shop with you often, you kind of get to know their style. Like, they're always purchasing the All-Star bra. They have 4 different colors of the All-Star bra. How do they wear their gear? So are they wearing it for athleisure wear? Are they running marathons? Are they weightlifting? Are they all the different things that you can wear activewear for? Find out how they're wearing their gear. How that happens, you guys, is when you're in a shop, before they're ever in your VIP group, you're asking them that when they reach out to you about sizing. So it's like always coming full circle, and you got to do the whole thing all the time with every customer. But when they're asking me, hey, whatever size bra that I am, looking at the All-Star bra, and I'm asking, how are you wearing the All-Star bra? Is that like just an everyday bra? Are you running a marathon in the All-Star bra? What are you wearing these pieces for? So then Alyssa tells me she's running a marathon. So then I already know that. You remember that. It's in your chat conversation, and you get to know them and what they like and how they're wearing their pieces. So when we come out with a new All-Star bra, I then don't feel pushy or weird about reaching out to Alyssa and saying, hey, we just came out with this pink color All-Star bra, and I know that you like to wear them for running. So I just thought of you when I saw it. Does that sound pushy? Does that sound salesy? No, it sounds like you remembered what Alyssa likes and how she wears her stuff. So this is all, again, how it takes time. And I think that so many people need to slow down when they're communicating with their customers, because really, if none of us had customers, like, we wouldn't be here. So they keep your business flowing. So again, take the time to get to know your customers, because then when something launches or comes out in a different color, you don't feel weird about saying like, hey, Leah, here's the pink bomber bra. I know you have the navy. Like, you know that she likes it. Okay. I think it's important also to, how I said, how they wear their gear, what they're wearing it for, if they're wearing it for athleisure wear, because then again, if something different comes out and you say, hey, I know you love wearing these lounging around the house, or they travel a lot for work and they love the Luxe because they travel a lot. Like, it's just taking your time and figuring that stuff out. And that only happens if you're communicating with them in a slower manner. Connecting outside of Zaya, I shared this with you guys also. I think that it takes a little bit of time, but it creates long-term relationships, and that is really important. So connecting outside of Zaya, again, I actually had some people reach out to me after the last call when I said I add them on Facebook. And a couple comments were like, well, then I just have all these random people on my Facebook, and like, I don't want all these random people seeing my stuff. And I think that I look at it totally different. Like, I do want them to see my stuff. I do want them to see that it was Sawyer's birthday and we did this. And then I want them to see that I'm at the summit with all of you guys. And then I want them to see that me and Shane had date night. Like, I want them to feel invested in my life, and I want to feel that way about them. Like, I want to know that they were in Jamaica, or that they just had a baby, or she's going back to work. And that's the only way that you're going to have those relationships with them, if they're a complete stranger. So that's just the way I look at it. I know that you can obviously have a ton of friends on Facebook, but it doesn't bother me, because I feel like that is then how I can connect with them. I can stay updated with them. And it's simple as, you guys, not to say mindlessly scrolling, don't do that. But sometimes I take 5 minutes and I will scroll on my Facebook and I will like and comment on my customer stuff. Okay, I'm just taking the time. Again, it could take 5 minutes, and that's all you do is you set your timer and you do it for 5 minutes and comment on comment on the things that you see. That's, again, getting invested in their life. Something that I did not long ago, and it is crazy to share this with you guys. I like scrolled back in my messenger, like so far back. It was kind of creepy that I did it. But I like saw conversations with people, and all I did is I reached out and I said, hey, Kelsey, I know you just went back to work. I saw that you had a baby boy. I'm super excited for you guys. I hope you adjust well to work. Like, I spent nap time doing that, you guys. I spent the day of my work time reconnecting with people. And since I did that, like, I went way back since when I first started and messaged these customers. 3 people bought from me in the month of February that did not purchase from me for an entire year. And how weird is that all 3 of those people are people that I messaged? Like, that's crazy. That shows the power of connecting. Now, I didn't intend, like, I'm messaging Leah to check in on her so she purchases, but I just thought, like, I wonder if I reach out to some of these people that I had previous conversations with that were in my messenger chats, if I took the time to, like, just say, like, hey, I hope you're doing well. I didn't mention Zaya. That wasn't my intent, was just to reach out. I wanted to see, like, if it would have an impact. And 3 of those people purchased in the month of February. And I voiced to Shane, I said, I'm like, isn't this crazy? Like, it happened once. I was like, she didn't buy from me. I think it was for like 15 months. And she purchased. And the other one was like 8 months. Like, that's in my eyes, it's like you forget about those people. Then they're kind of like not your customers anymore. But all it takes is a little bit of time to reinvest in those relationships. And that's going to create a long-term relationship. And that builds trust. I was thinking when I was creating this call and like walking through what I wanted to say, I was thinking, like, what if Zaya wasn't here tomorrow? Like, something happened and this isn't what we could do anymore. Would your customers trust you when you start with an activewear brand, or you start sharing something else? Do you think your customers are going to like trust to follow you? And I think that that's really important, because it happens, right? Like, look at Advocare. That happened, and it's like so many other people started doing other supplements, and you want your customers to trust you as a person, that if you were going to make some sort of change, they would be with you. They would support you because they trust you. And I think that that speaks for itself, that all of these things that I try to do, it takes time, and that's okay. I think that people just need to slow down. I really do. So all of these little things builds trust, and it builds a relationship with them. So that's pretty much it. That's what I got. I hope that was helpful. I don't see if okay, I think that's it. I don't think there was any questions.
So good. Do you guys have any questions? Does anybody want to unmute or ask a question? Shauna, per usual, you killed it. Did you just wink? No, seriously,
Yeah.
so good. What you said about not projecting your why on other people is so good. I've never thought about that. And when I feel like I can't understand somebody's why, or if they're not sharing it, I totally project mine. It, that's crazy. That's a really good observation. Oh, Jennifer, look at your belly.
I
Okay.
know, I was looking at that too.
Thank you, Shauna.
Okay,
You
does
guys,
anyone else have any questions? Good. All right.